Here, people, welcome back to the channel. And it's the World Cup review. But I'm not alone. I'm joined by Josh Truguna. Don't like his team, but it's a sound
What's
guy.
up, man? How are you, bro?
I'm good. Yourself, bro?
Yeah, I'm not bad. I appreciate you letting me come on your channel today, man. And yeah, the goats won the World Cup, so it's all good vibes at the moment.
Yeah. It just feels that's unreal to think that it it's finished and that we will potentially never see Messi again in the World Cup. But before we get into the review and for each teams and so forth, mm, like how was the tournament for you? Was it a good tournament? Did you enjoy it? How was it?
It's got to be one of my favorite tournaments I've ever watched. Now, I'm only 15, so I've watched about 4 World Cups, but this one's got to be by far one of my favorites because so many upsets, so many underdogs doing well. Look at like Morocco getting away to semi-finals. Who would have thought that? I didn't think they'll do that well. Croatia finishing third place and all that. Saudi Arabia beating Argentina on the first game, and I think it's my favorite World Cup because like Messi for me, best player of all time, best player that we'll ever see. Finally, he's won everything else apart from this World Cup, and he's pretty much completed football. So big up to Messi. For me, yeah, one of my favorite World Cups. So many upsets, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Um, and for me personally, like I said, I only recently started to come into football. I'm also the same age as Josh, so yeah. I partially watched the 2018 World Cup. Um, so this is probably the best one I have seen. It's based off that. And what a tournament! We saw some shocks, um, and we will get into it. But let's get into some of the comments. Be up yourself, Josh fan. Keeping it like Batinia, keeping it. Be up yourself, Scott. Be up yourself. And then, I mean, so let's first off start off the host, of course, Qatar, uh, English media, and the Americans and everybody.
I went to get my phone.
Slander.
Sorry, man. Keep going.
Wait, what?
Big up, lads. Big up everyone in the chat as well. Hope doing well. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm back.
Yes, bro.
So yeah, Qatar, of course, they was slandered by, of course, all the issues in Qatar compared to what it is in Western Europe, and most of the world. But we're not gonna get into all of that. Let's just get into the how they played. That's before everything else. So yeah, I think he's frozen. um, oh. Yeah, I think he's frozen. So yeah, be up yourself, Kenny. Best one I've ever seen. Always loved Messi, but now Messi is the goat, deserves it. It's my bet. Fair enough. Is this guy doing the teams was the best? Nah. Issues with Qatar Ali. Yeah, yep, Kenny. Not many Iron Hooks actually died. It is true. As a oh, yeah, for me, like I said, uh, for me, let me just, can they, yeah, but yeah, like I said, better for me. I think it's not just migrant with it, and I think out there against the laws was out the Western City where I think it is how it is, just a bit, but just because I think it was exaggerated, but I still think it's true. I think they let the laws go just for the World Cup. Um, and if it were in Hungary, would have, not many would have. Yeah, I don't know. You know, the homophobia is bad, but many other. Yeah, same. Yeah, true. But let's just discuss the football on the pitch. I think just has some few technical issues, but yeah, I think personally. So of course, I played like 38, 36 warm up matches and won all of them. Um, just lost to, who is it? Um, just lost, what's that team? Just lost to, I think, Algeria or somebody like that. That's on pants. If you. Nah, I think Josh is having. But I can send. I will send the link in the chat. Oh wait, no, I can copy and paste it because I sent it to Josh on Insta. Um, so yeah, there you go. I sent it to you. Um, so yeah, Qatar. Yeah, I think also, but Josh is back. Josh is back.
What's up, man? My Wi-Fi, bro. Honestly, it's switched off. Unbelievable, bro. First time it's ever happened, by the way. But yeah, I'm back, man. So sorry about that. Sorry, man. Oh, guys, that was so shit, man. Honestly, well, first time it's ever happened. My Wi-Fi just switched off. It was crazy, low. But yes, amazing Wi-Fi.
Yeah. But we got, of course, Kenny. Now we have Chelsea also and United. Be up yourself, Kenny. Um,
Come on, lads. Come on, lads.
I think have you changed your session since yesterday or not?
My shirts.
Because
No, I'm not in the
I'm
shower.
sure you had that one on either Friday
No,
or
I have.
Saturday.
I had a shower earlier, and then I couldn't find my shirt, and I had to go out like really quickly. Because like basically, I woke up late, yeah. Then I had to have a shower, so I had a shower, and then I had 5 minutes to try and find a shirt, and I couldn't find one, so I just went out, and so I just kept this one.
Fair enough. But let's talk with about Qatar on the pitch. They had like an unbeaten run in yeah,
Goal after goal by Qatar. Zero.
0.
Just zero.
Yeah. But they had warm up matches where they reportedly won almost all of them, just lost one on pens against Algeria or somebody like that. So I don't know how true it is, but
I think the occasion got to him, personally. I think the occasion got to him.
yeah.
I just think it's too big for him personally, Qatar. I think the World Cup is too big for him. They can perform well in the Asian Cup and stuff, but I just think the World Cup for some nations just a bit too big, and I think that was the case with Qatar.
Fair enough. Josh, what do you think about Qatar? What went wrong for them besides, of course, the performances? But what led to them being so dreadful?
Yeah, I just think sorry, I don't know the guy's name. The Man United.
Kenny.
Kenny.
Big old Kenny, yeah. I agree with what Kenny said. Like, end of the day, I think the occasion got to them. I want them to do well because like the host nation and all that stuff. And you go back to the previous World Cups. Go back to Russia. I mean, they got quarterfinals. South Africa did quite well as well, but mate, they were horrendous. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful to their country, but yeah, they were shocking, you know. And especially watching that opening game against Ecuador, I thought if any game that they can get points from it would be that game against Ecuador. But Ecuador honestly battered them, you know. And yeah, I think what went wrong is just it must be the you know how big of an occasion it was. So I think that's one of the biggest issues, man. Is the occasion got to them.
Yeah. I have to agree with you guys because there's so no way you can like if it is true that they wouldn't and they did well in the Asian Cup. How can you just be dreadful all of the sudden? But do you guys think they will qualify? Maybe of course for the next World Cup. Of course, there are going to be 48 teams.
There is 48 teams at the next World Cup. I don't know how many are from Asia, but I know there's 48. I know there's six. I know there's 6 from North America. So you know what? I wouldn't rule that out, but I don't expect it. I don't expect it, but I wouldn't rule that out just because of how many teams there are. Also, are we doing this worst to best or group by
No,
group? We're doing it worst to best then. Run Canada. Just run Canada by me. I'm an expert on Canada, and I get Wolf in the chat. Get Wolf in the chat. Get me talk about Canada.
9 teams can actually qualify for the 2026
Asia.
Yeah, from
Asia. Come on, Pakistan. Come on, Pakistan. My ethnicity might actually well, actually we won't qualify. I'll be honest, we won't qualify, but
yeah. Now
I wouldn't be shocked if Qatar still qualified, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because you look at Asia, obviously Australia in that that World Cup qualifying. Yeah, but they compete in Asia. They compete in Asia, Hannah. Yes.
Oh
shush.
yeah, and then New
Yes,
Zealand.
Shush. So what you expect in 2026? So that you like Saudi Arabia, Iran, South Korea, Japan, Australia. That's the 5 main ones I can think of the top of my head. And then 4 more, honestly, Qatar could be in that. I'll be honest with you. Qatar, they weren't bad in this qualifying from what they actually played. Obviously, they couldn't play the final round because they already through. I think they've got 4 spots to compete with. I think 5 spots are done out. I think those 5 teams are going to get to the World Cup. Qatar, you know, but they might still qualify. I don't know, somehow. Listen, somehow, but yeah.
Josh, do you think they can qualify? I think they can, to be honest.
I think they can, especially like you know the teams increasing in this in the next World Cup. But obviously, this is their first ever World Cup, if I'm not wrong, in their history. So you know, but before they was meant to host it, I mean, they never qualified. So, but who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah. But we'll move on to a team.
I want to see my Pakistan in the next World Cup. I want to see my Pakistan. We are so bad.
Well, I think South Africa might qualify. You never know. Imagine.
No. How many teams even qualify from Africa?
Let me check.
You know what? South Africa aren't a bad shout. I just think the side's better than them because they're like a pot 2 African side. I can't see them beating like. Can't see them beating an
9 again.
9 again. I still think there's.
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna work the same way. It's gonna work the same way. There's just gonna be more slots. So I think you'll get to the playoffs because I think in Africa it'll be top 2 get playoffs. I think South Africa get playoffs. It depends who you play. But yeah, I'd like to see South Africa in it again. Sabina, waka, Sabina, it's time for Africa. It's time for Africa. That's a goated song, bro.
But we will get onto another team that were close
Canada?
to no
Or Ecuador? Or Ecuador.
Ecuador.
I just realized we're doing it group by group. I just realized. Right.
They were close to qualifying, but lost out to Senegal. So 2-1, and for me, Ecuador, they look good, especially against Senegal and Qatar. I just think against Senegal they weren't honest. I think maybe fitness got up to them, because and of course they needed only a draw to qualify, and they did just play for a draw. I'm gonna be honest. And then as soon as I conceded, they looked better, but as soon as that second goal went in, it was game over for them. But Josh, what did you make of Ecuador?
Mate, I actually thought they got very unlucky not to make out the group because first game they battered Qatar, second game they should have beat Netherlands, bro. There's a much better team in that game, and last game, yeah, bit unlucky for them. But I think they've got a great squad, a very young squad as well. And for me, I think they're going to qualify for the next World Cup because yeah, they've got some really good players. I mean, even like Enner Valencia had a great tournament lately. So yeah, I thought they got very unlucky not to make out of that group, man.
Yeah. Can it go on?
I think Ecuador were very, very good. Yeah. I think the thing with Ecuador was that they were much better against Netherlands. Obviously, we all know the battered Qatar. I thought they battered Netherlands, although.
Kenny, you're muted. Kenny, you're muted. Oh, he knows. He knows. I thought it. No worries, no worries. But
I'm here. Someone walked in my room in it, so I gotta mute myself. No, but talk about Ecuador, yeah. I think they were good. I think they probably should have beat Netherlands. Against Senegal, I watched the game. They were the much worse side. It felt like they were trying to get a draw, which I always say, if you're a goal off being knocked out, yeah, like if you need a draw to go through, but yeah, then you're a goal off being knocked out essentially. I don't think you should go and play for a draw in that game because one goal ruins your game plan. I think what I would do in a game like that, I would go for a goal. If I get the first goal, then I'd start playing defensively, because then I've got 2 goal cushion essentially. If you only got 1 goal cushion, it's very dangerous.
yeah, definitely, I agree on that. But we got but rating for them, their tournaments out of 10. Of course, we gave Qatar basically a 0, or Kenny did for us. But Ecuador, 6 for me.
They didn't qualify, so it can't be above 5 for me. They did play well, but they didn't qualify, so I'd have to give them a 4. If they had qualified, I'd give them a 7, but can't give a team who didn't qualify unless it's literally like fucking San Marino more than 0. Unless San Marino somehow that pulled out of 4 points, but they still got 3rd, then I'd give them a 10 out of 10. But obviously, they're better than San Marino, let's be honest. As well, there's 10 sides from South Africa next World Cup, apparently. Not South America, not from South Africa, from South America next World Cup.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're gonna qualify, I think, because it's a 10-team group anyway. I don't know how they're gonna do that. It's a 10-team group, so I don't know how they're gonna get 10. I just searched up and it said 10. I don't know how, because the qualifying in South America essentially is a 10-team group. So unless all of them qualify, so we'll be seeing
I think
Bolivia.
they will have like 20 countries or something like that. They ain't even.
It's
No, it's six. It's six.
6.
Yeah,
I
six.
thought Dublin is at 10. I thought Dublin is at 10, right? That's just fucking Safari then, messing me up. 6. Okay, we might not be
And
seeing Bolivia in the next World Cup, but we'll definitely be seeing Ecuador because
Mm.
it's going to be Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Ecuador, and 2 other sides. I can't remember the other 2 other South
Peru,
American sides.
Peru maybe. Not Peru. Not Peru is Peru in the South American one.
No, actually, Peru's Asian. Nah, it's South American. It's South American. I think Peru might be there. Bolivia. I want Bolivia to qualify. That's the side I want in the next World Cup.
Yeah.
Go on, Bolivia.
Josh, your rating for them this World Cup?
Yeah, 5 out of 10 because they didn't qualify, but they actually played really well in the Netherlands game and the Qatar game. So yeah, 5 out of 10.
Yeah. Justin says Ecuador did good. Shame they never got out of the group. Yeah. Now we'll move on to Senegal. Of course, they reached the round of 16, but they were knocked out by England.
I shouldn't be making fun of them because I mean England. Yeah, let's not talk about England.
Justin says Ecuador 5. Yeah, fair enough. Senegal, they didn't really impress. For me, they like against Qatar, they were expected to beat them. Against Netherlands, they of course lost. And then against Ecuador, they did play good, but it was a 50-50 game at the end of the day. They went all over Ecuador. They
They
were
were, to be fair, they were.
they were
They
the
were.
first half, but not the second half.
I can get the stats up for you. I can get the stats up for you, Hannah. Oh, come on. No, but I remember Ecuador. They were all over Ecuador. Yeah. 2.14 xG to 0.93. That was all Senegal. But I'll give you that Senegal didn't really impress. But at the same time, they didn't have Mane. So what can you expect? I think with Mane, they're much more of a danger to us, to England, to be honest with you. I'm not saying they'd beat us, but they'd be certain they wouldn't lose 3-0, I don't think.
Yeah.
They lose 4-0. Way!
Now Kenny wanted to come on because
It's just because you're having technical issues, isn't it? Like, otherwise you need like this Pakistani in it. Like, shush, Aris. You googled all the answers. You know what he did? He literally put his camera up like that, and then said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna guess a City player." Guess who he guessed? Didn't guess Haaland. Somehow magically guessed Bill Foden instead of Erling Haaland.
you also guessed Foden, so you also cheated, but yeah.
I didn't guess him. I knew it. He said he guessed it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Nobody cares. You're so salty.
What? Nah. Those questions are weird though. Like, what minute did Gofi Sigurdsson score against Manchester United? Like, what the hell is that question?
Not Gofi Sigurdsson. Alex Iwobi. Should have known that. Just
is that KSI there? We're on the stream with KSI with all the Arsenal shirts.
Oh, no.
He's probably got more Arsenal shirts than KSI. To be fair.
Yeah, I don't like them, to be honest. Like, it's a bit too much red for my liking. But yeah.
They should.
Now United.
There's a bit too much There's a bit too much sides in 8th place for my liking.
Well, are you in the top 4 or not?
Are you in the top 7 or not? Are you in the top 7 or not?
Bro is dragging him because he's in the top 7. You know. Oh my days.
Bro, you're not in the top 7. That's the whole point.
Just. Keep.
You're
Yeah.
trying to talk big to me on the 8th place, mate. Stop trying to talk big. Like, Chelsea aren't there.
Okay.
Man's below Bryce and he thinks he's cool, bro.
Facts, Russ. Why? Why does yeah? But
Man's
for,
8th place and he thinks he's it. Wait.
Josh, you got a question here.
Why is Drew gonna have 3 shots? Hey, he's Man United, isn't he?
Yeah.
Bro, who's top? That's what I gotta say, man. Top of the league, come on.
You say who's top? Yeah. You're acting like you're gonna actually win it.
I mean,
Yeah,
would you prefer that if we were over Man City for once?
I would prefer it, but you're not gonna do it.
No.
Yeah.
Like I would like it, but too many Arsenal fans. There are too many Arsenal fans.
Thing
It's the
is,
end of it.
the reason I prefer it is just because I hate City more. It comes down to hating the team more. That's why I'd rather City win it than Liverpool, and then obviously it goes from there.
Yeah. But Kenny thinks Senegal deserved to go through. I don't think they really did because I think they were not. I think Ecuador performed better than Senegal did, to be honest.
I think Senegal deserved to go through because in the game Ecuador versus Senegal, they ended up battering Ecuador and they won. At the end of the day,
Didn't batter them.
that's the game. That's the game you need to perform. It's all right performing against Netherlands, but if you don't win, the game doesn't matter at the end of the day. The game that matters is second versus third.
But Josh,
What do you mean prefer Liverpool winning the league than my own club? No. Fuck off, Horace, man. Fuck off. Fuck off. Bro. Nah. But I'd rather what would I rather?
Win the league.
I'd rather run around the street naked than have Liverpool win the league and the Champions League in the same season.
Yeah, okay. Nobody wants to see it, by the way. Nobody wants to see it. But Josh, what did you think of Senegal?
Yeah, Senegal were. I mean, look, let me tell you, Mane, of course, didn't they? It's like Liverpool when they saw Mane. Look how look how that's affected them. Same with Senegal as well, man. Mane's so important for them, of course. And those African champions as well. So I expected a little bit better from them. I agree with you. Like I actually thought Ecuador deserved to go through instead of them, man, because yeah, they weren't. I expected a lot better from Senegal, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think in the crunch game, Senegal performed against Ecuador. I think that's the game you need to perform in, but that's just me. Are we rating Senegal?
I'll give them.
I'll give them 6.
Also.
I'll give them 6.
Because you have to give them above Ecuador because they qualified above Ecuador, I think.
Nah, 6 for me. Same as Ecuador for me.
Yeah, but they qualified above Ecuador, so I would, if I were you, I would give Ecuador a 5.
But you're not me.
Ecuador didn't qualify. Because what's the use if you don't qualify for the round of 16, Hannah? Tell me. What's the use of good performances if you fail to qualify?
Saudi Arabia performed better than Poland. Yet Saudi Arabia.
I'm not going to give them above Poland. I'm not giving Saudi Arabia above Poland. Because at the end of the day, Saudi Arabia got knocked out. I'm not giving them above Poland. It was in Saudi Arabia's hands. They got the hard game. They won the hard game, and then they lost the 2 easier games. I'm not giving them above. I'm not going to spoil our rating for them.
What's your rating? What's your rating?
For Senegal?
No, for Netherlands. Senegal.
What? I just said for Senegal. You said no for Netherlands. Senegal. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Ecuador, I'm going to increase them to a 5, but Senegal have to be higher. In my eyes, Senegal have to be higher.
Move on to quarterfinal team that got knocked out in the quarterfinal.
Are we doing this based on the whole tournament, by the way, are we? Based on the whole tournament or just the group?
Whole tournament.
All right.
All tournament. Netherlands, they did impress me, to be fair. especially they came back as Argentina. Who did they play in the knock? Oh, they played USA,
America.
America. We believe that we can win. We believe that
We
we
believe
can
that we can
win.
win. Yeah.
But I
I'm
think
so glad they got knocked out. I'm so glad they got knocked out, America, in the round of 16.
yeah.
Go on.
I think Netherlands they did impress. I think they done extremely well. Go in the tournament. And if of course Lewis Van Gaal did leave the coaching position, I don't know who was brought in with them instead of him now. Oh, no. But yeah, I think they really laid them out for the next World Cup and of course the Euros. But it is definitely going to be interesting to see who's going to take them in, who's going to be in charge of them for the next World Cup. But
And who?
Netherlands is going to be next in charge of them. Oh, Ronald Koeman. Okay, maybe not. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
Louis Van Gaal's got that cancer, has he, or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. I hope he gets better.
So
So
I take
I
that
sort
back.
of hope he gets better. I'm joking. I'm joking, by the way. I fully hope he gets better. I don't sort of hope. I fully hope.
Yeah.
If it was better at United, then maybe not.
Ronald Koeman. I take that
You
back.
see this? You see this amazing little thing I just made? Yeah. You see
No,
it? This little thing, yeah.
you don't make it. You can't cook food for save your life.
It was ready made, technically, but I microwaved it.
But
My
yeah,
mum said it.
what did you make of the Netherlands?
You frozen?
Josh? They? Oh,
I think he's frozen.
yeah, I think so. Kenny, what?
What do I mean? Because it's pasta. 10 out of 10. Oh, oops. Listen. It's good food, isn't it?
Okay, but Kenny, what did you make of the Netherlands?
To be honest with you, group stage disappointing. Bit disappointing. Knockouts, they got better. Against Argentina, though, I think they should have gone for an extra time. I think against Argentina, you have to win in normal time or extra time. You can't let it go to penalty because Emi Martinez is such a good penalty stopper. You can't let it go to penalties. He saved 2 penalties in both of the penalty shootouts he's been in. So you have to go for it. And Netherlands just didn't go for it. I'm sure when they were going for it, Argentina were on the ropes. That was what led to the 2 goals. That was why Netherlands got the 2 goals. I think Netherlands just is a tournament that could have been. That could have been. This should have been so much more.
He's going to Liverpool, or else he's going to Liverpool.
Shut up. I'm disappointed because this could have been so much more. I think they would have won it if they had gone for it against Argentina. They would have won that game and they would have won the entire tournament. Disappointing. I'm actually only going to give the Netherlands a low 6 out of 10. I think this should have been more. And they missed out on the opportunity. And I have different standards for all the sides, yeah. Apart from the sides you go out. The sides you go out, sometimes the sides you go through, I have different standards. Netherlands, I have much higher standards than I have of the likes of Senegal, the likes of America and stuff. That's why I give them a 6.
Yeah.
That's why I don't give them an 8 out of 10. Like they would get an 8 out of 10 if that was Senegal, is what I'm trying to say.
For me,
and Orist,
I'll give them a 6.
Should be able to, yeah.
Oh,
I saw,
I
I
will
saw
be
you followed
watching
me on
it.
Twitter. I saw you followed me on Twitter. So just DM me on Twitter, innit? And I should be able to, yeah.
I will watch it afterwards. But for me, I'm gonna give him a 6.5. Maybe a
Lower than
7.
Ecuador.
Mm,
5, maybe a 7. What?
No, 6.5.
Oh, I thought you said a 5 and maybe a 7. I was gonna say it's a bit of a jump.
Now we
This
will move
samosa
on.
shads. This samosa bangs. This samosa.
Nobody wants to. This is not a food
Oh,
review, Kenny. This is not a food review.
this is so good.
Little Cave and
Right.
Disney watch.
Right. Absolutely right. Van Disney. Awful.
Netherlands 7, fair enough. But we'll move on to Kenny's favorite team, Wales.
Right. My favorite team. Why are they my favorite team?
Because I don't know.
Because of yeah, exactly. Clap down.
Just because
I
they
do
are.
actually like Swansea for some reason. Let's have a. Do you know that team that you just
Who
like?
likes Swansea? Who likes
Do you
Swansea?
know that team that you just like?
Who
There's always a
likes
team.
Swansea? Who? We don't
What's
give
wrong
love
with
to
Swansea?
themselves.
What's so bad about Swansea?
Getting put backstage. And for saying you like Swansea. Swansea is crazy. They can get relegated. No love for Swansea. So yeah.
Hey, now, what's so bad about Swansea though? Just tell me.
Just don't like them.
Exactly. I just like them.
Okay. No love. But I'll let Kenny in as soon as I fails. Start to talk about Wales. Of course, Wales. They they didn't really impress. Of course, they did get a draw versus USA in the first game, but weren't really convincing versus Iran. You thought they could maybe win and then bottle it right at the end. They were dominated by Iran. And then against England, they got pumped. Awful from Wales. So I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give them a 3 out of 10. Welcome back,
No more
Kenny.
food left. No more food left. I'm only joking. There's a load of food still here. But Wales, yeah. I don't like Cardiff, but I like Swansea. I just like them.
Again, it doesn't learn his lesson.
Wales was shit.
Stop saying you like them. You dislike them, you mean?
I like them.
Okay. Going to be put in backstage. I'll add you after I finish with. So yeah, has he learned this lesson?
Nah, but that. By the way, Raptors, by the way, have had my team in NBA, they've had 5 losses in a row. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But quickly on Wales. They were awful. Not used to this. I think they're similar to Qatar. Not got the experience. World Cup's too big for them. And I don't think they're going to be at the next one. Even if there's a lot of European teams, can't see how Wales are going to do well without Gareth Bale. I think Gareth Bale, even in this tournament, really carried them. And I think I don't see them getting to 2026. So Wales, at least you got to a tournament, lads. Well done.
Yeah.
But I like Manchester United. You know.
Okay. I was ready to remove you.
But seriously, I like Hanno. I like Coach's Corner. You should subscribe, like the video, subscribe, and click for notifications. Innit?
Yeah. See now, yes, finally come to senses. But let's talk about
This
Iran.
pasta is really good, though. To be fair.
Iran, they came close. They came close to winning it. Sorry, not winning it. to
By the
qualify.
way, I'm just gonna say, Hano, thank you for sending me this food. Thank you for sending me this food. You made it for me, innit? Yeah. For all the girls in the chat, he made me this food. He also donated money to like loads of orphans. He donates to charity every single day for all the girls in the chat. Yeah, I reckon this guy's the perfect man.
Yeah.
As long, but
I got the bags. I got the bags. You know, got
yeah,
the bags.
you got the bags, and also he's South
And I
African.
suppose
What's not to love? He can sing the What's Amina Mina a song. Just like me.
That's yeah.
So
But
why does this
alright,
camera always make me look white?
because there's too
I
much
just,
light. Can I turn the brightness down of it?
it's not. I've become white. Yes, I've become white. I've become
Okay.
white.
Okay. But yeah,
Let's
Iran,
continue.
they done well. They done well. To
Oh, by the way, are we rating Wales? They're 0.
free for me.
3 for what? 3 for what? Well, for qualifying, I give them a 3. Because qualifying is really good for them.
I think
But
that for they draw against the USA. But let's talk Iran. Forget about Wales.
you're very generous, Hannah. A 3 for that. I'll give it you if we said qualifying because it's mad. But
Kenny.
I'm sorry. Continue. I'm very sorry, Hannah.
Iran.
I'm sorry.
And what did you make of them?
Good against Wales. Dreadful against England, but to be fair, they actually weren't that bad. We just once we scored, we just started scoring, and then against America, they were not good at all. They just it was like Ecuador. It's in their hands. They just defended it, and it didn't work in the end. And later on, they had a chance, and they missed it. They should have been in the round of 16, to be honest. But then they ruined it for themselves. It was their own fault. They should have. They should have done something better against America. But listen, I'm sure Iran fans will just be happy that they beat Wales.
Yeah. True.
And I'd rate Iran just because of the fact that it was in their hands and they bottled it. Against the side that they can beat, I'd give them a 4.5 out of 10. Rather than Ecuador's 5. I'm only deducting a 0.5, but just because I think they really could have done more.
I'm gonna say 5.
I think they're better than Ecuador. That's the only thing. Didn't you get her on?
What?
And you think I got Ghana.
I got Iran.
I always get the worst teams. Yeah, bottom of the group. With my family, I got Qatar, and then with my university mates, yeah, I got fucking Canada. I got the 2 sides with 0 points, and I got another side who finished bottom and bottled it on the final day.
Yeah, but USA, I thought they would get second, but then I listened to Kenny. No. I didn't listen to Kenny. I listened to the other people, and that told me the USA ain't going to do anything.
I wasn't really thinking about America.
What?
But you probably did listen to me because I was like not really great on America.
Yeah, no.
I didn't like the look of them going into the World Cup. But obviously, this World Cup has proven to me just because the side doesn't look good doesn't mean they aren't going to be good. And just because the side looks good doesn't mean they are going to be good. Just look at Uruguay, look, see. Listen, with America, decent performance. I think their fans would have wanted a bit more. When they're the host nations, next World Cup, I think they'll do really well. Because I believe Greg Berhalter will be gone by that point, surely. I think as long as he's gone by that point, as long as we get a good manager, and I think the next World Cup can be special for America, but this one was just not great. And this one, yeah, listen. They got qualified to round of 16, listen. I'll give them a 6 out of 10. I'll give them a 6 out of 10, so
Yeah.
can't really say no bad.
For me, I was feeling them. I was really feeling the USA. And they got close. They got close to winning it. But just fell short.
That's why you don't change your predictions last minute like me.
No. I said that Ryan would. I said what.
Yeah, that's why I don't change your predictions last minute like I do. Because I did that with Qatar, and look what happened.
Yeah.
I did that with Saudi Arabia.
I listened to him on Qatar. To this guy.
You've got a weird looking cheese kebab. Got a weird looking cheese
like
kebab. Live rating, yeah. It's not even bad. But actually,
USA, I think a 6. Agree with. And they, of course, that reached a round of 16. The episode says USA 5. Yeah.
I think they'll be happy with the fact they got to the round of 16. But by the way, this cheese kebab is not great, but
of course it's not great. It looks like a rat.
Right, this one's gonna be good.
Doing a live food review.
This one's shags.
But let's talk about England. And of course you reached the quarterfinal. You batted and it's gone way. Nah. Goodbye. England, they battered Iran and then drew to the USA, then battered Wales, then battered Wales, then dominated France, not with chances, with possession. And yeah, they done well. They weren't overall convincing, but they were good. And they played some good football. Again, Gareth Southgate, you could say, bottled it with his substitutions against France. Technically got it right, but the subs didn't get right, especially bringing on Mason Mount. Taking off Saka, your most dangerous man versus France. So yeah, but that's just me. I'm gonna agree with Asia. 7 for them, 7 for England. Kenny,
don't say the GS word. Don't say the GS word.
What's
I don't agree with you with the fact that we played well. Because
yeah.
We played well against Iran, against Wales. We didn't play well against Wales. We shit in the first half. We played well, shit in the first half against Senegal. Second half obviously got better, but then even against Iran, the first 30 minutes weren't great. Think about England. People say we played well, but we actually, honestly, we didn't. And we keep accepting failure. As a fan base, we keep accepting failure. With the squad we have, and with the teams there right now that are doing well, we are. This is easy one of the best times for us to try and win stuff, because even the likes of the winners, Argentina, weren't particularly calm. When is that stream? Just tell me in the private chat. But just so I know how fast to speed it up. England will be one of the lengthy ones, one of the longer ones. Anyways, after this we'll be fine. But the thing with England is people keep accepting failure. 750, all right. People keep accepting failure at England, yeah, and it's not acceptable. Because this is one of our best chances. You got sides like Brazil losing to Croatia, sides like Argentina winning it, not really looking too convincing throughout the tournament. There was no side that looked amazing in this tournament. The best side, for the performance was probably Morocco. I'd say. It's you know what I'm getting at. We have a really good squad, and this is one of the best chances to utilize that squad. I know we've had better squads in the past, but that was alongside better countries in the past, better versions of Brazil, better versions of France, Argentina, these sort of sides. And then we keep accepting this failure. Gareth Southgate is never going to win a trophy for us, and we just wasted another tournament by keeping him. The Euro 2024 is going to be wasted because. And we have such a good chance. Germany is in. That is in Germany. Germany are awful right now. Spain are awful. France. Okay, they're good. They got to the final, but the performance isn't even great. We can beat France. Argentina. I think we can beat Argentina. I'm sorry. That is scary. That is jumpy. Honestly, England, keep accepting failure, and it's not good enough. It is not good enough. We are so similar. The FA is so similar to Manchester United and Man United fans. We cannot keep accepting failure. We cannot keep accepting failure because when we do, it turns us into what we are now. We can't win big games. Even against sides like Colombia and Denmark, we struggle. Can't beat them in 90 minutes. Against Denmark, we would have lost if we went to penalties. It should have gone to penalties. That was never a penalty, to be honest with you. And it was shining the laser in his face as much as that. I don't really know that much that really does to the keeper, to be fair. I don't think it really obstructed his vision, but that is a factor in it. Should have been a penalty. Got lucky in that game. Colombia got really lucky. They missed a penalty. We were the first misses on the penalty. We just got really lucky that Colombia had two shit penalties after. Because all Colombia needed to do to beat us was just score a penalty, and then that's a good World Cup gone. That's everyone saying, oh, look, got to the semi-finals. That's that gone. If they had a good penalty taker, we should have gone out to Colombia at the end of the day. Listen, we keep awarding failure, and it's not good enough, especially when managers like Thomas Tuchel are out there. Especially when managers like Thomas Tuchel are out there wanting the job. And I agree, Southgate is a yes man. They don't want managers like Thomas Tuchel because they aren't yes mans. And people say, oh, but he's not English, he's not gonna have as much passion. Shut up. There's so many managers that aren't from the nation and they manage, and yet they do well. So I beg, if you say Southgate is English, so he'd work better than Tuchel because he has more passion, just honestly shut up. People will say, go to the semi-final, go to the final. For what? Italy didn't qualify. Italy are a side we should be beating. At the end of the day, I don't want to be saying this, but getting to a final is not good enough. Because when you're facing a side like Italy, when your path is an awful Germany side, are you Ukraine, Denmark, and then Italy, you should be winning it. When you have one of the best squads in the world, when the world doesn't have many great squads, the world doesn't have many great teams, and one of the greatest teams is getting knocked out by Croatia, and I'm sorry this is lengthy, I know, this is going to be the most lengthy one, and South Croatia are beating Brazil, and South Croatia and Morocco are some of the best sides, that's when we need to capitalise. I've been wasting it. And if we don't capitalise now, when will we? Because this is the best chance now. What about when France start getting talent again? Hell, what about when Africa start getting more talent? Because I know that the French team is African. What about when Africa start getting more talent instead of going to France, they stay in Africa? What about when Asia starts getting more talent? We are not capitalizing when our moment is here.
And on that point, you look at that Morocco team. Most of those Moroccan players weren't born in Senegal, in Morocco. They were either born in Netherlands, France, and or Germany. So yeah, but continue, Kenneth.
That's the thing, innit? That's the thing. I'm just, I've talked about us so much with my mates. I've talked about Southgate so much. Listen, he's not good enough. And if you accept Southgate, you are accepting failure. You are enjoying being knocked out of every single tournament. Sure. Okay, sure. You might not have said we would make it to the semi-finals of the World Cup 2018. Yours might not have said we face Sweden. Yours might not have said that in the next 3 tournaments, we have one of the best squads in the world and we not capitalise whatsoever. My point is, we have probably the best team in the world and we're not using it because and the world is slacking right now. But we're not capitalising. And if we don't win 2026, I'm not sure when we're going to win. It could be 100 years of hurt at this rate. 60 years of hurt right now. It could be a lot more to come. But we're going to move on because I know you've only got 50 minutes to talk about the rest.
Yeah. That's agree on what's everything Kenny said. But let's talk a bit about. No, I will save that team. Let's talk about Poland. Of course, they reached the round.
I'm just gonna dip for like 5 minutes and then I'll come back.
Yeah, no rush. Just mute his mic. Yeah, let's just mute his mic. Poland. Now Poland for me, they did qualify for the round of 16, but I think they were pretty lackluster. They did a job versus Mexico. Or not really did a job.
Just quickly, England were 3 out of 10 for me. Poland 6 out of 10.
Okay. I just want to see who did Poland beat. Mexico. No. Oh, they beat Saudi Arabia. See, and no. Who did they beat? Yeah, they beat Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, they beat Saudi Arabia. That's the only team they did beat. Many people didn't think they would beat them, but fair enough to Poland. They did get a win, and then of course they did get a draw. And yeah, they done what they needed to do. They knew 4 points can get them through. And they did that. They weren't overall convincing. It looked like a dark horse team, but we all know how Poland are. They aren't the best of teams. For me, I'm gonna give them a 6, just on the basis that they qualified. So yeah. What? Poland 6. I agree. Yes, man. Be up yourself. Brandon, be up yourself, bro. Hope you're well. So yeah. We'll move now on to. Wait.
Come on, boys. Guess he's back. Have you talked about Mexico yet?
I'm gonna speak in Mexico now.
Right.
Mexico.
I don't really want to talk about them, to be honest. You can talk about them. There's not really much to say about Mexico except they weren't great, but they broke my heart. That's all I have to say on Mexico. Weren't great, but they broke my heart.
Mexico. Can you give me the tenor? So
listen.
Before the first,
fair, I did say I did trick you with a football hesitant to win it back.
Okay.
Eventually, I'll give you it, Hannah, but it's a sad party, and also I'm broke. So I will give you it. I will give you it. But I'm sorry, I don't know when. But I will. Trust me, I will. I'm a trustworthy man. Just trust me, yeah. I'm a trustworthy man because
when
And just
before the first.
before the
But
1st of January.
no, 1st of February, bro. No chance.
Before the 1st of February. I
No
don't know,
chance.
to be honest. No, it's because I do a load of shopping because obviously my mum's out on holiday as well. So I have to like help my brothers and my sisters in it as well. Help some of my cousins with their stuff. So that's why I'm like, obviously YouTube's like lower my priorities in it. So, but Hannah, you're higher my priorities. You're higher my priorities. Like, you are higher. You are like my brother. You are like my brother in it. So
Okay, so
you're like my brother.
but Mexico can. Oh,
This drink's decent.
but Mexico, like Poland, didn't really impress much. Um, except the Saudi Arabia game where they finally turned up. If they played like they
Why
did
did
in
they have to turn up in that game? Apparently, they weren't even that good. They just had the free kick was really good. My mate said neither side were really that good, but Mexico just Saudi Arabia were just shit defensively. That's what my mate said. Is that true?
yeah, definitely. Saudi Arabia won
Oh
that
my
good.
god!
I think their coaching got to them. So
And then with Saudi Arabia, oh fuck! I've just fucking spilled it because I was trying to do a funny little look at the lid.
Shot.
And I just spilled it, man. Look. Wait, look at that. Oh, it's all wet now.
Can being a
Oh
good
no! Hey, shut up, Oris, mate. Shut up.
But yeah, then Mexico didn't really impress if they played like they did play versus
Well, let's
versus
just
Saudi
talk about the next team. I just want to get this team over and done with.
Yeah, I think five out of 10. Let's talk about
Well, are we going to talk about Argentina first right now, or are we going to talk about them last?
Last Saudi Arabia. Now we'll talk about them next after this.
So not last, all right. Saudi Arabia. The issue with them is they did the hardest task. They dominated Poland. And I think once they lost to Poland, they just lost all confidence. And I think that's the issue. I think that's why they lost to Mexico. I don't know if it was the occasions that got to them because they did beat Argentina and they were well for against Argentina. But then against Poland, they dominated Poland, but the defending was awful. The issue with Saudi Arabia was the defensively they weren't particularly great. I think they got a bit lucky against Argentina, and they got very lucky against Argentina in terms of the offside goals. And to be honest with you, Saudi Arabia, listen, they should have capitalized. They should have capitalized, and they didn't. Which is why I would give Mexico a higher score than Saudi Arabia, although I thought Mexico were worse than Saudi Arabia because I gave Poland a 5. I'll give Mexico a 4. I give Saudi Arabia actually a 3 because they did the hardest thing first. It was in their hands. All they had to do was beat Poland or Mexico. Two sides who were dreadful. I know the two sides who was not impressed with either of them at all, and they couldn't do that. All they had to do. Saudi Arabia, they missed out on their chance. And I'll be honest with you, that's why I'd give them a 3 out of 10. They missed out on their chance, and unfortunately, yeah, I want obviously you know why I want Saudi Arabia to win, don't you? Obviously, being a Muslim and being Pakistani, they're the closest thing I have to Pakistan. Listen, when Pakistan aren't in the World Cup, you gotta think of new ways to like get your ethnicity team going in it. So yeah, like I'm sure you supported Morocco. Well, you supported France, you snake. You supported France because you're a snake, but
yeah, but yeah, like you said, they didn't capitalize on the opportunities. They could have beaten Poland. They could have beaten Mexico.
I would say should have because their squad is actually not bad. They've got the team to beat them two sides. And I say that because Mexico and Poland do not have the best two sides. Obviously, they don't have the team to beat France, but I think they can beat Poland or Mexico quite easily. But they didn't do it. This didn't do it. And the defense, which had been so good, that I think their attack in the last 2 games was not great as well. Their passing was poor against Poland. That from what I saw was poor attacking wise against Poland. I saw the last bit of the second half. I know they dominated early on, but honestly, I think Saudi Arabia, I think they missed out on their chance. I want them to do well. I do want them to do well. Obviously, they're my second side, sort of, because closest side to Pakistan, obviously. I know the Muslim country. I support England, and then I just support the Muslim countries. Come on. But, yeah, that's what I think about Saudi Arabia. And listen, Saudi Arabia, lads, fair enough. You got your Rolls Royce, and then you disappeared. Fair enough. I do the same. I already got my Rolls Royce. What's the point?
Yeah.
I would love to see France versus Saudi Arabia, though.
That's gonna be a good game. But Argentina, of course, winners. Like you said, they weren't overall convincing. Of course, lost to Saudi Arabia in the first game, and and then against Mexico and Poland, they were mostly carried by Messi. Then against Australia, not luckily, almost buttered. And I think that's one key Argentina need to improve. It's with their subs almost. Scaloni, I think they got a great team, but Scaloni is the problem.
Sorry.
But I think Scaloni is the problem for Argentina because it almost buttered against Australia with his subs. Again, versus the Netherlands, he bottled it again, but did go to penalties. Versus Croatia, for me, tactically, he was on point. And he done them tactically and worked them up perfectly. But against France, again, bottled it with his substitutions. For me,
I don't think you can blame him against France. Because France, I think the penalty changed the game. Well, without the penalty, that's a simple Argentina 2-0, and we're sitting here saying, "Oh, Argentina dominated France, and they saved their best performance till last." Well, because it was all based on that penalty. You can't really.
yeah, but so
I don't think Scaloni was a problem, to be honest with you. But I don't think there was a pinpoint problem. I think that's why they won it. But I just think that they were. I think the main issue with Argentina was that they couldn't hold the lead. Obviously, it didn't end up thinking them because France just couldn't take the chances, and Netherlands didn't seem to want to attack, and Australia also didn't seem to want to take their chances, and Croatia were just. I think Croatia was just shattered as soon as the penalty went in. They thought, "Okay, we've lost."
Yeah,
I love that. I just talk about Argentina and they go. You'd have to give Argentina a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Based on performances, I would give them less, but they won it, so I can't give them.
That's a thing, and they turned out when they needed to.
They're the only 10 out of 10 side. I think I've got 1 9 out of 10 side though, and you can probably guess who that is.
France? No, not France.
Not France.
9 out of 10 side. Oh, Morocco.
Not Morocco. I'm joking. Obviously, I'm joking. Now 1-1-1. The other side, I think I give less.
But next we'll move on to a team that I thought was going to reach the final. I thought they would be there instead of France. I got the team that would get to the final from the right group, and that team is Denmark.
Fourth place. Oh, I look like a twat. Putting these in the semi-finals.
I look like that with.
The thing is, though, the only time I got right in my predictions was England going out in the quarters, but I had them going out to Denmark.
Same.
It was really pissed me off.
Going out against Denmark. Then I had Denmark beating
Uruguay.
No, where did I?
Portugal.
Denmark beating Portugal. I think Portugal.
For me, it was Uruguay, so it'd be one of them two.
Yeah.
Uruguay also pissed me off because I had a Netherlands Uruguay final. What the fuck are you doing, Uruguay? Pardon my French. What the fuck are you doing? How did you not beat South Korea? South fucking Korea. What? What?
Can you leave it for Uruguay? Leave it for Uruguay. Let's get on to Denmark. Awful from them. Awful, absolutely.
Denmark deserved to go out. Denmark were awful in
Yeah.
all their games. They were second best in every single one of their games. And honestly, terrible. Next Euros, maybe they can spark somewhere. But to be honest with you, I think they have the dark horse curse. Whenever our side is rooted as the dark horses, they always do shits. Turkey in the Euros, we saw it with them. With this tournament, we actually saw 3 sides do shit as dark horses. Serbia did shit as potential dark horses.
On Serbia, I don't know who made this up that they are dark horses.
Who?
Who made this up? Right.
Who are dark horses?
Serbia. For me, they aren't dark horses. I never thought them as dark horses.
But people thought they were. People thought they were. From a lot of World Cup predictions, that's what they said that Serbia would be dark horses. That's why I'm basing it off.
Yeah, but I think we said a much.
Denmark. You have to give Denmark a 0. A -1. I think they were worse than Qatar because the expectation was there.
Yeah. So we'll move on to a team that is Tunisia.
Team
If you look at the group, if they just gotten that's one against Australia, they would have gone through.
A 10 a.m. game. It's a 10 a.m. game and it cost them.
Yeah, I did the watch along to it.
I woke up late. I woke up like 12 on that day. I missed the whole match. I missed the whole match. I just woke up. I went on my iPad, yeah. Then I just saw Tunisia versus Australia. I was like, oh shit, yeah. Forgot about that. Then I went on your stream when it was one of Australia. I said this sort of finished second, and they almost actually did as well. I was right about them beating France 1-0. Technically, I was right on that. So,
yeah. But they did beat France on the last day to at least secure third place. But again, they didn't do that great. But
I think they're decent. I think maybe. I think they lost the game that was. They lost the game that was. I don't know.
The most crucial one.
Yeah. To be fair, they beat France. They did what they had to in the final day. You have to feel bad because they beat France. They did really well defensively. I had the last minute VAR decision, and because that happened, yeah. At that point, they didn't know that Australia had won, so they thought they'd gone through. I feel well bad for Tunisia, but you'd have to give them about a 5 out of 10. I'd give them a 5.5 because I was impressed by them against Denmark and France, but listen, they lost the decisive game. That's it. They lost the decisive game, and that's what you get. By the way, another quick thing on Saudi Arabia, yeah. If they got a draw, I would have given them higher. They couldn't even get a draw against fucking Mexico. The fuck.
Yeah. But next we will move on to Aussie. Oi. Aussie. Australia. How they managed to qualify is
they were the side that I said was the worst side going into the tournament.
Going into the tournament.
Going into the tournament, they were. Well, maybe second worst, actually, thinking about it. Qatar maybe should have been the worst. But going into the tournament, Australia were. The qualifying, they were awful. Qualifying, they were awful, yeah. Qualifying, Australia were awful. Scraped through against UAE, scraped through against Peru, got battered by Saudi Arabia, got battered by Japan, got lost to Vietnam, for fuck's sake. And then somehow they managed to qualify. Don't ask me how, but they did. So, and they almost managed to knock out the fucking winners. So there you go. The thing about Australia is that I think there's some sort of togetherness there. And there isn't for most teams. I think this group was perfect for them because Denmark, this time round, there wasn't any togetherness. France is a team of individuals. As much as they are good, it is a team of individuals. You can't deny that. Obviously, Tunisia is Tunisia. Not the greatest team in the world, let's be honest. So, Australia, I think it's the togetherness that won them this group. It's the togetherness that won them this group. Not won them this group. That got them through this group. And it's the togetherness that almost got them through Argentina. And I am happy with how Australia have done. I'm happy for Australians. Yeah. I give them an 8 out of 10, to be honest with you, because they were looking so bad going into the tournament, like getting to the round of 16, that almost beating the winners. 8 out of 10. Honestly, 8 out of 10.
Fair enough. I'm going to give them a 7. 7 out of 10.
7.5.
7. But next we'll move on to finalist France. Again, a team that didn't look convincing, but
I give them an 8.5, by the way. I give them an 8.5 out of 10. Because they get to the final, they didn't look convincing, but they got to the final. They won the games. They should have won the final, though. They had chances. Their chance at the end. I think they should have kept Giroud on.
Yeah.
And I think that's what cost them. And the penalties, listen, you've got to have the nerve. And with the penalties, it's all about having the nerve. And it's harsh, but if you're not going to score the penalty, then what's the... If you're not going to win the penalty, if you're not going to score, then you need to get it on target. Sure, maybe you need to get it on target, but you need to have a better penalty. You can't just scuff it. I give them an 8.5, though. They got to the final. They had a lot of injuries, and they still got to the final. Give them an 8.5. And that is a harsh rating, though, to be fair. I could give them a 9, but I don't. I think Morocco, for their standards, I think Morocco were better. That's why I'd give France an 8.5. Just because I feel like I want to give Morocco higher. That's the only reason France aren't a 9, because I want to give Morocco higher. Unless I give France a 9 and Morocco a 9.5, actually, I do that.
What do you mean? Oh, he probably deleted the message in the chat. So, Charcoal.
This is a good drink, you know.
Yeah. France for me, it was overall convincing. They did play good. I'm gonna give them a 9. Finalists, you have to give them a 9.
Yeah, I'll change it to a 9, but I'll give Morocco a 9.5. Obviously, we'll talk about them later.
Yeah, but next we'll move on to a team that some people had in the semi-final, some people had them in the final. Some people were saying, writing them off, and that's Germany. Germany.
I had them in the semi-finals, lads. Kill me already. Just kill me. Kill me already, lads. Just fucking kill me.
They were
off me, man. Off me. What the fuck are you doing, Germany? What the fuck is Saudi doing? How did Germany go out of the fucking group stage?
I can answer that for you. They lost to Japan.
All the quality in the squad. 3 tournaments in a fucking row. Can't even get past the round of 16. In Euro 2021, yeah, they should have been out of the group stage. They should have lost to Hungary. They deserve to lose to Hungary. The fuck are you doing, lads? I hate Germany as much as the next guy, but with my predictions, yeah, I wanted them to at least get out the fucking group stage. The fuck are you guys doing? The quality of the squad is there. The quality of the manager is there. What is going on in Germany? I don't know. To be honest with you, Germany, yeah.
They're awful.
I did the Qatari thing.
Oh,
Respect for Mesut Ozil. The Mesut Ozil thing. The Mesut Ozil thing. The Qatari thing. I don't know why. I don't know why they have that Mesut Ozil controversy, but this is Germany. Yeah, I'm happy you had them out, but at the same time, what the fuck are you lot doing? Yeah.
Yep. Awful. They were awful.
Another bad prediction. You'd have to give Germany a 7 out of 10, not a 7 out. What the? A 0 out of 10, not a 7 out of 10. Shut me up. I beg you to shut me up when I'm talking, man.
Now the prior.
When I keep talking, I just normalize things.
Because they didn't even perform with Costa Rica.
Costa Rica should have won. It should have been Japan first. Costa Rica.
Yeah.
It should have been Japan first.
They were awful. Like,
it should have been Japan first, Costa Rica second. That's what it should have been.
Yeah, it should have been that. Speaking of Costa Rica, they next. Before we do that,
4 out of 10. Let's just 2 out of 10. Let's just move on. Lost 7-0 to Spain, beat Japan, then bottled it against Germany. That's all we can say about Costa Rica. Really, there's not really much to say about them. Like, let's
gonna
move
give him a friend.
Lost 7-0 to Spain. That's what. That's not good enough.
I'm gonna give them free. But yeah, nothing else to say. Now we move on to Spain for Spain as they were knocked out by the Atlas Lions, Morocco. So
aim for Spain. In for Spain. Because the Japan goal was in. You get me. You get me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm doing. You get what I'm doing. Yeah. But listen, Spain were awful.
It wasn't. First, like, I was processing. It wasn't in, but after FIFA released their stuff, it wasn't.
Well, yeah, but I think the thing with Spain is that they were always going to lose to the defensive side like Morocco. We're always going to struggle against the defensive side because the way they play, the passing way, it simply doesn't work against the defensive side because they can't break them down. They can't just pass the way around them. Because how are you going to pass your way around a side that is so good defensively?
Yeah.
You're never going to find those gaps that you would. Man City find those gaps because they're Manchester City. You got Pep Guardiola. They're Manchester City. Manchester City are such a weird side, but it works for them because they've got all the players. Right, Manchester City have got all the perfect players for it. Spain, while they have good players for it, they don't have the perfect players for it. Now City do. So I think Spain
they don't have that clinical edge. Spain, because you pass the ball around. That's what Chelsea do, but there's no one to put the ball in.
They did score 7 goals.
Yeah, that was in one game, bro. One game.
But I think with Spain, I give them a 1 out. I give them a 1 out of 10. They were always going to lose to a side like Morocco.
1 out of 10. How can you give Spain a 1 out of 10? The
standards that Spain have, yeah. People were expecting them to get to the final. And they got knocked out in the round of 16 by Morocco, and they could not even top a group with a game that they won 7-0. They could not even top that group. I can't give them anything above a 1 out of 10, I'm afraid. Honestly.
Nah, you're violating.
What would you give Spain?
5 out of 10. 5 out of 10.
5.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's So you're saying it's average for Spain, yeah? You're saying it's average that Spain got to the round of 16 and lost to Morocco. You see that's average for Spain.
Nah, but you have to in context what they did in the group stage.
In the group stage, you finished second. 7-0 win. Barely squeaked a draw against Germany, then lost to Japan. That's not worth 4 extra ratings.
Nah.
The only reason I give them a 1 is because they went through. otherwise they'd be just alongside Germany for me. Because if you're giving Germany a 0, you can't give Spain a 5.
But Japan, brilliant from Japan. And
I remember Japan did really well. You know what? I forgot that team that Japan and Australia existed. Like as soon as it went out, I just forgot because it feels so long ago, but it also feels so short ago. At the same time,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But for me, Japan, they were brilliant, and again they came up against a team that was not that convincing. And they probably should have beaten Croatia, but they unfortunately lost. I'm gonna give them a 7 or no, 8. And what are you
I
doing?
don't know what. I don't know. I know. This is saying me.
Okay.
I'm making Japan. I give 7.5 out of 10. They massively outperformed. Topped the group with Spain and Germany and Costa Rica, mind you. Lost to Costa Rica. That's all the game they lost. And then lost to Croatia, who were eventual semi-finalists at the end of the day. Can't give them lower than a 7.5. I think they massively outperformed. But
Yeah.
I think they could have. I think they could have gone further. I think they could have been in the semi-finals. To be honest with you, but
Yeah. We will move on to the flop team, Belgium.
well,
I
I would actually say, well,
we need to give them a -5 almost. Because
to be honest with you, I think there was 3 teams that flopped more than Belgium. In terms of 3 big names, and 3 sides that were expected to do well, that were expected to do better than Belgium. I mean, that flopped more. 4 sides actually, technically, but one of them went through. I can tell you those 4 sides. I say Spain, but then again, they went through, so I can't really say them. But the 3 sides: Germany, Uruguay, and Denmark. Yeah.
yeah,
Belgium were a side I pussied out of it. Originally, I actually had Belgium going out of my predictions, but I pussied out of it, and I went with Belgium second. I don't know why I pussied out of it, but listen, I did. I wasn't shocked that Belgium went out at all. In fact, to be honest with you, I was sort of thinking about it. As soon as the Canada game happened, I said, "Oh my god, they're gonna go out. Oh my god." I know they won. They were shit in that game. Both sides were shit in that game. But both sides were shit in different ways. Belgium was shit because they just weren't attacking. Canada was shit because they were attacking, and their attacks were just shit. Yeah, Belgium. I think you have to give them a 0 out of 10. Listen, the camp. It's reports Vertonghen and De Bruyne were fighting. Apparently, they had a fight. There's some Belgian players. Some Belgian players. They booked separate planes than the Belgian team just to avoid other players. That's how discontent the camp is. That's how thingy the camp is. And then obviously Lukaku being Lakaka in the game against Croatia. I mean, if Lukaku had just scored one of those chances, we probably would have seen a Brazil winning it. To be fair, so thanks to Lukaku, Brazil didn't win it, lads. Come on, Lukaku.
Lukaku. Now let's move on to Canada. Now
0 out of 10.
Now Canada and Belgium, I both predicted them to go through. So we don't talk about that. But I was listening to Canada fans, not Wolf, other Canada fans, that they were going to go through. They were going to reach a quarterfinals. They want this elite team.
Yeah, you should have listened to him.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the quarterfinals. Yeah, you should really not listen to him. Canada are massively inexperienced, They've not got a particularly great squad. The two best players are completely inexperienced in a World Cup tournament. Jonathan David is inexperienced even in Champions League, let alone in the World Cup. Now, I think Canada suffered from that inexperience. They dominated Belgium. Obviously, they lost the game. That was the only game I thought they really played well in. I thought they got battered by Canada. I thought they got battered by Morocco from what I've heard about that game. And I think Canada really, to be honest with you, Canada aside for me, that really, 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 really were getting overhyped before the tournament. And I think, for me, I mean, I thought they were decent Canada. I think Canada have a decent squad, but I never thought they'd go through. I always had them. Like, this is my private predictions before my actual predictions. My predictions are at the bottom of the group. Thought the entirety of the time I had them bottom of the group because I knew the inexperience would be there. The 0 out of 10 is for 0 points. Obviously, got 0 points, so I have to give them a 0 out of 10. I can't give them any more, can't give them any less. Belgium game was promising. The other two games were shit. And listen, next World Cup, I think Canada might do something much better. This World Cup, we saw what happened. This World Cup. Next World Cup, maybe they'll do something better because the whole stage.
Yeah.
I think America and Canada next World Cup we need to watch out for because obviously 2 host nations and 2 quality sides. That'll probably get even better in 2026. But right this World Cup, inexperience cost Canada, and I think America might cost them. But moving on, or do you give Canada? Or do you give Canada?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Now we will move on to the 2 teams that placed the semi-final. Croatia, of course, they finished 3rd in the World Cup. They did go to penalties.
I don't think anyone really cares about that. I'm joking. But to be fair, does anyone care about 3rd? I'm not sure, but I'm sorry. Carry on. Hello?
For me, Croatia, they went overall good, but they were good.
Hanno's turned white. Hanno and me are swapped. He's turned white. He's turned white now. I've turned back to being brown. Can I turn white? Come on, I'll turn white again, boys. The white gang, get it? The white gang, Hanno. Come on, we both turned white. We both turned white.
Croatia, they were good. They were good. But,
they were decent, but then again, if you really look at it, I mean, to be fair, I had them beating Argentina. I don't know what I was thinking because the thing with Croatia was like,
didn't you have the Netherlands doing it?
No. Once that game happened. Argentina was Croatia. I had Croatia beating Argentina, and then, but I don't know what I was thinking because Argentina have a much. They're not much. Croatia have a weird thing where I think if Croatia they were always gonna drop off if they conceded first, and I think that's what happened in that game. And if they didn't bring it to extra time, they were gonna lose. So, and unfortunately, they didn't bring it to extra time. So I was wrong. So, yay, Croatia! Amazing lads.
I'm gonna say 7 out of 10 for them.
I give them an 8.5 out of 10. But it's unfortunate because I think they could have got to the final. I wish they did. I wish Modric just beaten Messi. Why couldn't you stop Messi? But yeah, fair enough to Messi. Yeah, I've got no quarrel with Messi anymore. Fair enough. Now that he's won the World Cup, I've accepted. Yeah, and clip me saying this. Messi is the greatest of all time. Messi is the GOAT. Messi is the greatest of all time, and Messi is the GOAT. Clip me saying that.
You think?
I've never said that before. I've never said that Messi was the GOAT before. But as soon as he won the World Cup, I accepted it. And that's my quarrel with Messi. My dislike towards Messi ended as soon as that happened. Because once he won the World Cup, I realized, okay, he's the GOAT. I can't argue with that. the debate is over. So that's my quarrel with Messi over. Ronaldo, unfortunately, will be the second best. That's unfortunate.
Okay.
What the fuck was that?
No, it's a second. Well, it's a bike. It's a bike in the background.
Fair enough. What
But
time is it in South Africa? Is it like 9:30?
no, we are 2 hours ahead of you. 2 hours.
Yeah, 9:30.
No,
Half
not
9.
No.
Well, 2020.
9:37. 9:37.
Yeah, 9:30. Essentially, it was
Oh
9:30.
yeah. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
At
Yeah, sure.
Morocco for me, brilliant. Just a fitness. Caught up with them.
The issue with Morocco, I think, is that they just could not finish against France. And then if they just scored one of those chances, they would have gone through. And I think Morocco, really, to be honest with you, I really think Morocco could have done something, but no. They just couldn't get to the final. They just could not get to the final. I wish they did listen. Morocco
Yeah.
stole all our hearts. And yeah, they had a damn good performance against France, and I would give Morocco a 9.5 out of 10. Very good performance against France, and yeah. And since Hano seems to have gone, I'm gonna.
No.
Oh, he's back here. He's back here. I was gonna say I'm gonna see we talking about the thingy group next, but go on. You can say it.
We'll quickly run through the Brazil, Switzerland. We'll quickly run through the last two groups.
Yeah, 10 minutes. What 10 minutes?
So, let's talk Serbia. Me again, really didn't impress much. But they did do well. They did do well. Well, at the end of the day, I think they did do well.
No, they didn't.
On about
Serbia didn't do it.
no, sorry.
Serbia did what?
Sorry. I
What?
thought I was talking about
Serbia?
Switzerland.
They finished bottom of the group, lads.
Sorry.
They finished below Cameroon.
For me, Serbia. Sorry, I was thinking
I would give them a
Switzerland.
1 out of 10.
They were poor. They didn't really offer up anything except
Their
in the
squad is
Switzerland
actually
game.
very good, and yeah, they couldn't even beat Cameroon. I'd give them a 1 out of 10 personally, because Serbia has.
I'm gonna give them a 2 out of 10. 12 10.
And I think that's generous. They bottled it against Switzerland. They bottled it against Cameroon. Serbia were bottlers, and they still never reached the World Cup knockout stage. I would give them a 1 out of 10. They should have done more. And I'm just going to quickly run through them now so we can get through them in these 10 minutes. So Cameroon, I thought they. I actually outperformed my expectations. To be fair, I wasn't impressed with them, but I was sort of as well. They played well in all 3 games.
Yeah.
I would actually give them a 5.5 out of 10. I thought, although they didn't qualify, defied expectations. Switzerland, I give them a 6 out of 10. I know they lost 6-1 to Portugal, but that was just a weird game. I think, to be honest with you, I think Switzerland are a very good side, despite that game. I don't know the game showed it, and in the group stage they showed that they were a really good side. They almost topped the group. They were one goal off topping the group, and then finally Brazil. I would actually give Brazil a 4 out of 10 just because the expectations were so high, and they went out to Croatia in the quarterfinals. That's why I give them a 4 out of 10. So that's my 4 done for this group, and you can talk about them now. Just to get this quicker in it, because obviously we only have 10 minutes.
For me, Cameroon, they did well. Of course, it beat Brazil. Not Uruguay.
He tried it.
That's gonna get clipped. Trust me. 1 minute 39.
He failed again. He failed again. That, to be fair. You got me that. Nah. I thought. Nah. Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Clip that and send that to me on Insta, please. Clip that and send that to me on Insta, please.
Oh. Oh, fuck. Well, I didn't even realize. Nah. It's just.
You can do that after the stream, Kenny. After the stream.
What?
After the stream, you can.
Nah, I'm not a pedophile, man. I'm not a pedophile. Nah, I'm not a fucking pedophile. Nah.
But Cameroon, for me, they did well. They beat Brazil. They almost won it versus
no one else.
Switzerland. So yeah,
I'm joking.
Switzerland. Then for me, sorry, my Cameroon rating 4. Switzerland, they didn't really impress me much. They did well they were expected to qualify. Kenny, you can do that after the stream.
What?
After the
I'm
stream.
not a pedophile.
But yeah, Switzerland.
I'm not a pedophile. Stop insinuating that there's police outside your house.
Switzerland, for me, they were good. They were.
I just saw like a police car outside your house.
Nah.
I don't know why are they there? Why they just go past your house?
Nah, for me, Switzerland, I think they just failed to impress. If I'm gonna be honest, they failed to impress me. They did okay to qualify, but not really impressed me. Rating for them 5 out of 10. Brazil,
Yes.
6 out of 10.
6. I just copying this Chelsea fan. Yes, copying Chelsea fan. Why would you give Brazil a 6? Brazil had such high expectations.
Okay, no. Okay,
you're saying, hold on. Let me just.
No, you're talking too much.
Let me kind of just put your rating into words. So you're saying Brazil going out to Croatia is above average for their expectations. Yeah, shush.
Okay.
The expectations were winning the whole thing.
Sorry,
Your 6 out of 10 is above average. You're saying that they performed above average. They did not even beat Croatia in the quarterfinals. You're saying that's above average, yeah? Shush. There you go. Stop copying. Okay.
But okay, 4 out of 10. They did well in the group stage, but failed to impress with South Korea.
Oh shit, we've got 5 minutes.
Kenny, get your team of the tournament ready so long.
Hold on. Quickly, by the way, Ghana 4 out of 10, Uruguay 0 out of 10, South Korea by a 7 out of 10, Portugal 6 out of 10. I would go more in depth, but I can't really because we've not got time. Because you literally got 5 minutes till just
Yeah.
So.
Make so long your team of the tournament. Team of the tournament so long.
My team, my player.
Team 11.
11. Yep. All right. I'm in that players. Hold on. I need to get that website
up. But Ghana for me, they did well.
Give me a website.
No. You can just think of them, not like.
I can't really think of them like that though, because it's a lot of players. I'm gonna miss.
But Ghana for me, they did all right. They just couldn't. Wait, they did qualify, right? No, they finished bottom, South Korea, but they just couldn't capitalize versus South Korea and Uruguay. So yeah, I think they're wanting the manager out. I don't know if he's sacked yet. and or left it. But yeah, next we'll do Uruguay. Awful tournament for them. They did play well versus Uruguay, but same.
Uruguay played well versus Uruguay.
Sorry, versus Ghana. Versus Ghana.
That was just a racist performance. That was pure racism in that performance. I'll be honest. Against Ghana, that was all racism. That was all racism. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Exactly.
Okay.
Oh my
But
god.
Uruguay, if they performed like they did in that last game, they probably would have qualified. Them and Mexico probably the same. I'm gonna give Uruguay a 0. Yeah, I have to give them a 0. Much back in background. Next, we'll move on to Portugal. Portugal, they did go out in the group stage. Sorry, not group stage. Quarterfinal versus Morocco. Again, they did well, but they weren't overly convincing. Except that Switzerland game where they smacked Switzerland 6-1. So besides that, they done all right. 6 out of 10 for them. South Korea, incredible tournament for them, beating Brazil, reaching the
Beating
quarterfinal.
Brazil.
They did. Then they did beat Brazil. They did beat Brazil. Sorry,
No, not
Croatia. Sorry.
You know what I was gonna say? Beat Brazil. Yeah, shush. Yeah, shush.
Sorry, Kenny.
Yeah, shush.
Apologies, Kenny. Now who did they beat with? Sorry. Sorry about that. They didn't beat Brazil, but they did well to qualify.
Shush.
And then lost out versus and they lost out against Brazil. So yeah.
Yeah, we lost out.
So yeah. But Kenny's team of the tournament is gone off Bruno and goal. Well,
I need to think of right backs, and I need to think of fullback.
Hakimi.
What left back?
That Croatian one.
That Croatian one. Yeah, that helps me a lot. I know. That helps me a lot. I just search up Croatia FC and then see the last matches. Oh yeah, I actually hate my touchpad. You know, my touchpad is shite. Results gone right. So who was the lineup? Show me the lineup.
Juranovic.
I need to know how to spell it.
J.
Yeah, you need it. Yeah. Pop down. Shush.
No, wait. No, okay, fair enough. You've gone with him left back. He's the right back.
Why? Why did you?
I told you right back.
Never mind. Gavardio has to be there. Gavardio. Yeah. What, another centre back?
Sainz Romero.
Yeah, but I'd give it to Lovren. I would give it to Dejan Lovren. I've got all Croatia and Morocco players so far. Don't worry, I'm sure the midfield and the attack is going to be mostly French and Argentina players. Dejan Lovren. Why has he not got a face? What happened? Right. Midfield. I would give the first midfield spot to Chouameni, despite missing a penalty. He still has to get there. And then the other one, I would give it to... Firstly, I would give the central attacking midfielder to McAllister. And I think this is going to be my last Croatian player in the other midfield spot. I'm sure you can guess it. His name is... Say it with me, Brozovic. Kovacic. Hello,
Kovacic.
Kovacic. Nah, I'm joking.
Okay.
Obviously, it's Modric.
What?
Obviously, it's Modric. So there you go. I think this is the perfect team so far. And then get
And
the
then
few obvious,
Mbappe, Giroud, and Messi.
get the obvious ones out of the way. And then striker, I would go with Julian Alvarez.
Okay. Front three, I agree with. Front three. Um.
You said Mbappe, Giroud, and Messi. You don't agree?
Nah. Alvarez, Messi, Mbappe. Take out Tchouaméni for me.
But who?
For Amrabat.
Amrabat was good, but I feel like if I take it out
No,
Tchouaméni,
for
I
me,
only
this
have
is
two
actual
French
team.
players. I only have one French player, and his name is Mbappe. I feel like that's a bit low if I take it
No,
out.
no. I got Hernandez left back, but we will do later on team of
In
the
fact, you know what.
tournament.
Hold on. Let me just put Hernandez left back.
Hernandez left back, Tchouaméni out, Amrabat in.
I would leave Tchouaméni in. I would leave him in.
Okay, but I will do team of the tournament later. Going to go live listen right now for the championship one. Now Ken is going to go live on Racer Stream.
Yes. Racist stream.
Or race.
Oris, he just called you racists. Oris, he just called you racist.
I didn't.
But
That's it.
right.
Kenny Talks for Tea. Kenny Talks for Tea on YouTube.
Press that new
Kenny.
fan on Twitter. And
Yeah.
Kenny the United fan on my inactive Twitch. And you don't need to know my Instagram, yeah, weirdos. Hello,
Okay.
you can find him on this channel. Oh, fuck off. Why is that?
Yeah, at this channel, _coach
There we go.
corner on Twitter, _coach corner on YouTube. Not on YouTube, on Instagram, and you can find Kenny at Sucking D's on Instagram.
On Pornhub.
Okay, go on.
No.
In the bed,
On
please.
child porn. No. Oh shit. Chelsea, shit.